Hi guys, today we're going to make a beautiful lobster dish. First I'm going to show you how to cook and clean a lobster. Then we're going to make some lobster tortellinis, a delicious lobster and lemon butter, sweet and sour celeriac and a celeriac cream. So, let's begin. First we're going to prepare and clean the lobster. Pierce the shell of the back of the head to kill the lobster instantly. Now twist off the claws and the tail. Press a spoon between the meat and the shell of the tail to prevent it from curling up. Now season some boiling water and boil the lobster for 1 minute for every 100 grams of whole lobster. Mine weighed 500 grams, so I boil it for 5 minutes. Then cool it down in ice water. After that, remove the spoon and press the tail to crack it. Then remove the shell. Now separate the claws from the knees. Then twist the finger and pull it out together with the swords. Be sure to pull out both swords. Now crack the claw open with the back of a knife and pull out the meat. Then cut the knees open with a scissor and remove that meat as well. Now portion the lobster tail and check the inside for any intestines. Then chop the knees and the claws into a fine tartare. Keep the lobster in your fridge for later. Now for the lobster butter. First cut the lobster head in two and chop it. Then heat up a saucepan, add a drizzle of oil and pan fry the chopped lobster till it starts to color. Meanwhile, cut one shallot in half and clean it. Now chop it. Then add the chopped shallot to the lobster and fry it for a couple more minutes. After, add 100 grams of butter and the peel from 1 lemon. Now turn down the heat and let it marinate for at least 45 minutes. Then pass it through a sieve that's lined with a kitchen paper and keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the celeriac cream. First clean 1 celeriac. Then cut 1/3 of the celeriac off and keep it for later. Cut the remaining celeriac in small cubes. Now transfer 300 grams of the cubes into a saucepan together with 200 grams of vegetable broth, 100 grams of cream, 5 grams of salt, 10 grams of olive oil and the peel from half a lemon. Now reduce the liquid completely on a medium heat. Once it's reduced, remove the lemon peels and transfer it into a blender. Now blend this till smooth. Once it's smooth, add a knife tip of xanthan powder to prevent the cream from splitting. Blend it for another minute and then keep the cream in your fridge for later. Now for the sweet and sour celeriac. First, pour 50 grams of white wine into a saucepan together with 50 grams of water, 50 grams of white wine vinegar and 50 grams of sugar. Then chop 1 piece of lemongrass and add it to the saucepan. Also add 2 lime leaves and then bring it to a boil. Once it has boiled, turn off the heat and let it cool down completely. Meanwhile, take the remaining celeriac and cut it in thin slices on a mandolin. Make small stacks and cut them with a small round cutter. Then season some boiling water with salt and blanch the celeriac rounds for 1 minute. Now cool them down completely in ice water. Then pass the sweet and sour through a fine sieve and add the celeriac rounds. Let it marinate in your fridge. Now for the pasta dough. First transfer 200 grams of flour in your worktop and make a well in the middle. Fill it with 50 grams of semolina flour, 5 grams of salt, 25 grams of olive oil and 200 grams of egg yolk. Now knead it into a nice dough. This takes around 5 minutes. Then cover the dough and let it rest in your fridge for at least 1 hour. Meanwhile, let's make the filling. Take the chopped lobster and add some celeriac cream and lemon zest. Then chop some chives and add it to the lobster as well. Mix this. After that, dust your worktop with flour and roll out the pasta dough. Take the pasta dough and roll it out in a pasta machine till you have reached the desired thickness. For me, this is around 2 millimeters. Then cut the dough with a round cutter. Now remove the excess dough and place a teaspoon of the filling on the middle of each circle. Then brush some egg wash around the filling. This is a mix of 1 part egg yolk and 1 part water. Now press the outside of the dough together and be sure to also press out all the air, otherwise the tortellini will break when boiling them. Then press the ends together to create a nice shape. Now we can start to finish the dish. First, season some boiling water. Then brush a thin layer of the lobster butter on the lobster tail and sprinkle some flaky salt on top. Heat it up at 90 degrees Celsius for 7 to 8 minutes. Meanwhile, boil the tortellini for 2 minutes. Once cooked, transfer them on a tray. Then keep some pasta water for later and drain the rest. Now pour around 20 grams of the lobster butter in the saucepan and also add the pasta water. Reduce this till a thicker sauce starts to form. Then add the chopped chives and the cooked tortellini. Give it a good hustle. Then take the hot celeriac cream and make a circle on a plate. Place half a lobster tail on the side and the tortellini on the other side. Add a tablespoon of the sauce and pipe a big dot of the celeriac cream in between the tortellini. Then decorate with the sweet and sour celeriac rounds and some garden purslane. Okay guys, that's it for today. I'm super happy with the dish. It looks really clean and yeah, really nice, and I'm sure the flavor will be great as well. When you only serve 2 tortellinis with half a lobster tail, you're going to have a lot of tortellinis left. But just pop them in the freezer, and whenever you feel like having a beautiful lobster tortellini, take them out of the freezer, pop them in the water straight away and just boil them for 2 to 3 minutes. Totally fine and still very delicious. So let's just dig in. I'm so looking forward to tasting the tortellini. The lobster is gonna be great as well, but it's just a regular lobster like always. That's really nice. Especially the beurre monté is really nice. The lobster is super tender. You can really taste the lemon peel, which brings it to the next level for sure. The flavor is amazing, the texture is great, and these little rounds of sweet and sour celeriac really give it an extra bite and that little fresh note, which is really nice. So, like I said, I'm super happy with the dish. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments on what you want to see next. Like and share the video. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this and other amazing recipes. And as always, bon appetit!